Did you know why some of us can't do things that others can do? It's not because of the backgrounds. It's not because that you're not capable. It's not because that you don't have enough resources. Then what is it about? Today, I'm going to share with you the only reason that's stopping us to achieve everything that we wanted. And the only reason why we can't achieve others who have already achieved. I have learned a big lesson. When I was younger, much younger, I always believed that I could only do so much. But every time when I started to believe something, I gradually achieved them. And that got me thinking, after a while, I wish I've known this much earlier. Because here's the thing, my friend. Have you ever thought of something that you saw someone who's super successful? They're wealthy, they have everything that you want to have, but you say to yourself, that's for them, that's not for me. Why is that? Because we have an enemy. And the enemy is always telling us that we are not good enough. We can't do things that we wanted to do. What is the enemy? The enemy is doubt. In our life, especially for every single person on this planet, according to research, most of the time, we are doubting. That's why, have you got this experience? When you send a message, when someone didn't respond to you, you are like, wow, they don't really care about me. They don't want to reply to me. That thought, that voice will come into your mind and saying those negative things. Don't get me wrong. You don't want to think that way. It's just a human nature. And that's our biggest enemy. Why? Because I suffered. When I was younger, I doubted myself. I thought it took me much longer to get where I want to be. Until a few years ago, I decided to write a book. And that only cost my one decision. After that decision, you know what happened? Very soon, I wrote a book in less than a year. And it's published. It wasn't perfect, but it will never be perfect. And I said, my goodness, what was I doing all these years? I should got started much earlier. Because of doubt. Because doubt made me stop, made me overthink, made me not moving forward but going backwards. What is that doubt in your mind? What is the thing that you want to do? Have you ever thought about the voice telling you that you can't do it because others can? Really? If anyone else can do it, you can do it. If anyone else cannot do it, you still can potentially do it. Because there'll always be one person who started something first. I love this saying. There isn't a pathway before, but once someone steps on it, it becomes a pathway. I made it up, but it comes from a Chinese proverb similar to this. That's my version. Isn't that true, my friend? When Steve Jobs invented Apple and all these things, nobody had it. And then when he started it, others start the other brands for the technology and stuff. Someone has to start it first. Why can't that person be you? Because they can. But if that's the case, why can't we achieve the things that the others already achieved? And this is what I've learned. And listen carefully, my friend. This is going to change your life. This is going to transform everything you do in life, whether it's in business or you make decisions in life, in families, anything you're doing, you will be benefited. It's beneficial for you to learn this. I have spent so much money paying coaches and learning, and I have spent so much time hundreds, thousands of hours to learn all of these things and the mistakes I've made. And I'm here to tell you don't have to spend another 10 years or longer to figure this out, because I've learned a big time. So this is what I've learned. There are two things that's true to us. One is faith, and the other opposite is doubt. Well, they both are unseen. You can't see faith, you can't see doubt. Well, if I ask you, how does faith taste like? You don't know. What is the color and texture of faith? You can't answer that because there isn't. You can't see it. And the same thing if I ask doubt, how does doubt look like? You can't describe it. How does doubt feel like when you touch it? There's no texture. But just because we can't see them doesn't mean they don't exist. They do. They exist in your mind, in your thoughts, and they're there. And to you, these things are real. You cannot ignore them. How about this? Every single thing we are using, we're wearing, and right now we can travel around the world within 24 hours to anywhere in the other places, usually 24 hours. And if it's not because someone who chose faith, which is something they believe before it even exists, because in their mind, it's already existed. Like it's real to them because they can see it in the vision. We call it vision. But when vision starts, we usually call vision another name. What is it? Imagination. So without faith, without the vision, without imagination, I don't think this kind of design of clothes exists. I don't think we can travel around the world within 24 hours. I don't think we can have a mobile phone. You can hold it and type and messaging, because they believe it first. They see it in their mind, then they start to work toward that direction. Which is also why you always hear this saying, nothing's impossible. It is true. Anything you can imagine, you can achieve. But here is the tricky part. If faith is real, then doubt is also real. Then what's the difference? Why do we have more people believe in doubt rather than faith? Because, as I said at the beginning, we are naturally protecting ourselves. Naturally, in human body, we only doubt more because just to be safe, so we don't get too upset. And if someone doesn't reply to us, first of all, we need to assume they might not like us or they must be negative. But the truth is, someone can be busy. They really forget to come back to you. Their life is just overwhelmed. It's a lot of things going on in their world. Doubt kills so many opportunities in our lives. And also, it really kills our joy. Because of doubt, you can only do this. This is your brain. Every day, you are making decisions. And in order to make decisions, you cannot do both at the same time. So either you go left or you go right. Well, you will say, I can stand still. Stand still, the earth's still moving. What I'm focusing right now is whenever you need to make a choice, it has to move. If you're not moving, it's not making a choice. Even right now, I'm turning left, I'm making a choice. So on the left, you choose faith. On the right, you choose doubt. So whenever you choose doubt, faith will be gone because doubt will take over. It is completely your choice whether you want to believe in positive outcome or negative outcome. It's your choice. But both will exist and both will come true as long as you start to move the first step. And your idea is your reality, my friend. For example, let's talk about MJ. Michael Jackson, he's really famous across the whole history, and recently his movie gets really amazing. And my family's back home. Just give me 1 second. I'm on live. Yep, this is the fun part of being live. Well, if Michael Jackson didn't see that stage, didn't see that he can create that song in his mind, he already can feel the song, the whole thing, it would not come true. You would never hear the song, very famous ones such as Beat It or Billie Jean, all these amazing songs. It would not come true. The same to Michael Jordan, another MJ. Michael Jordan, he was not believed by people. People doubting him because they couldn't see what he sees. He sees himself as a superstar. He could do all the shooting into the right place. And nobody really believed back then. But he proved that he is possible. And we still talk about him even after so many years. He's already not even alive anymore. But how crazy is that? Because of his belief, he turned his belief to reality. Every single thing is possible when you start to believe. And this is the thing. Faith is you believe a positive outcome, and doubt, you choose to believe a negative outcome. My writing is really terrible. So it's up to you which side you want to go. But most of the time, we rather choose negative just to be safe. But our life is so short, my friend. We can't let doubt lead our way and control us. Our future is way more brighter and better when we say to doubt, go away. You don't belong here. I believe a positive future. I believe my future is going to be better. I believe in everything that I'm sowing can turn to amazing outcome. I believe in people in my life that they're not hating me. Because most of the time, the victim mindset also comes from doubt. Victorious mindset comes from faith. Because you believe in yourself so well that no matter what happens around you, you still believe. And belief can change everything. And I want to share with you a little bit of this. Ooh, not even turn the page. I wanted to prove you a little bit more based on this. It's really hard to clean nowadays. And the good thing about recording, you can skip this part, but right now it's live. You can't skip it. So stay with me. So this is the problem why people are not achieving things. Because they believe only if you can see it, which is seeing, that means you can believe it. Believing. And when you believe, so that's what they believe. So if you don't see it, it's not true. I don't believe it. But that's not faith. That's sight. If it's sight, and here is a problem. Sometimes you see something, doesn't mean it's true. You can't believe everything you see. That's a problem. And what happened is, when you see something, of course you believe. But when you believe, then you can see. If you don't believe, you cannot even see it. And if you don't see, of course, then it will not create this ecosystem, a momentum that when you see, then you believe, then you see. It's a momentum. Let me prove you further with this. This is our mind. And when we focus, on something, it becomes true to us because we're focusing on that side. You cannot focus on more than one thing. When you say focus, meaning you focus on one thing. When you focus on the positive outcome, which is you know you're going to get amazing results, that's called faith. Again, faith means you believe in a positive outcome. But then when you focus, you got the message go to it's going to tell your heart, hey, you believe in it? So your emotions will also feeling great. Like, I'm excited. I want to do this, right? You won't be like, if you believe so much that you can do that thing, would you be like, I don't want to do it? You won't. That's why people heavily rely on motivation. It doesn't work because motivation is only a short time. If you listen to someone, okay, I'm motivated, I'm going to do it. The only way that's going to keep momentum on is get you excited to really do something, is you need to believe in a great outcome, which is also why this procrastination is the biggest enemy to many human beings. But nobody really knows that the reason why you procrastinate is because you subconsciously don't believe that the outcome is going to be good for you. You say, I'm faithful. You say, I believe, I do. But you're lying to yourself because subconsciously you don't believe it's going to work. Let's take it that way. If I tell you, hey, if you do this, exactly doing what I say, in 3 days, you will get exact the result, $1 million. Something you really want. I'm giving an example. Would you do it? You probably would do it every single minute. You probably would skip your dinner, whatever you want, because you can't wait to get that. Get your rewards, get the things you always want to get. Or maybe it's something, if you do this, you will create an asset and amazing legacy. And of course, the generational wealth for your next generations. Will you do it? You're like, yes, I want to do it because I know it's going to work. But if you don't know whether it's going to work, you're not sure, that's where doubt comes to play. When doubt comes to play, that's where it gets really bad. Because it doesn't create excitement or peace or joy. It creates anxiety. And anxiety is the most wasting time energy you could ever have. When anxiety hits you, you know there's a movie. What's the movie called? It's about all the emotions. You know that one. We have joy, anger, and one of them anxiety was the main character in the second movie of that one. Inside Out. Yeah, Inside Out, the movie. And anxiety is killing all the... Number one, it kills your focus. You can't focus because when you're anxious, you are doubting, you are uncertain, you can't get motivated because you don't think it's gonna work. Every time when you're not motivated, I want you to work only on one thing. That is your faith, your belief. Because without that, everything else is no use. You need to start working on your faith. When you are faithful, when you truly believe the positive outcome, every single day you can't wait to get up. Every day is an amazing day because I'm getting one step closer to my dreams. I'm too excited. I'm one step closer to my goals. How amazing is that? But if you wake up thinking about, wow, it's another day. I'm not really that excited. I'm anxious. I don't know what's going to happen today, what's going to be ahead of me because nothing's going to work. Of course, you don't want to get up. Of course, you don't want to keep going. Of course, you're not excited to do things you want to do. You thought you want to do. That's why when we work on this side, on the faith, and when you understand the power of it, you will have your whole life transformed. Next minute, when you want to make a decision, if you're not feeling that motivated, if you feel you are also depressed, it's not because the work you're doing make you depressed. It's simply because your subconscious mind is telling you it's not going to work. There will never be hope. There will never be the future. But is that true? Let me tell you, it can only be true when you believe on the doubt side. When you make friends with doubt, with the enemy, yes, it will be true. The future is uncertain. Your future is going to be bad. There's no hope because you choose to believe in that. But when you believe that tomorrow is going to be amazing, tomorrow is going to be a better day, every single day you're getting better in everything and every way, you will get better. In Think and Grow Rich book, there is true research back in the olden days, long time ago, but it was really crazy research. They give people, ask them to say, I'm getting better every day in every way. And after a month, these people become so much better in every single thing in their life. And for those who are sick, they get better straight away, very fast. And on the opposite, they did the same thing, the opposite way, that they tell those people, say, I'm getting worse and I'm sick, I'm getting really worse. And they end up becoming really sick. And this one person, even in history, he ended up dying just because he believed that he's dying. There's no way to survive anymore, which is ridiculous, my friend. It's crazy, but that's the power of our brain. If we understand and we know our enemy is doubt, why do we want a life to believe in these bad results? Why don't we believe in the future that is working for the favor of us? So let's do that. Let's keep believing because the future is going to be better. And I proved it. My friends, people that I've known in my life, they all have proved it. But if today you're still doubting about yourself, you're still worried about what you didn't do well before is going to happen again, you are letting your past to control your future. There's only one thing can control your future, and that's your current decision. And the decision is, do you want to believe in a positive outcome or in a negative outcome? Or let me say it this way. Are you willing to believe that tomorrow is going to be better for you and you will be better and you will achieve all the dreams and goals in your life? If you keep saying that to yourself, you will see magical things happen in your life. Thank you so much for being with me today. I am doing this not because of perfection. I don't like to talk in front of the camera at all. Can't even speak properly because my voice is not completely healed from my last sickness. I got a flu, but I'm getting there. I'm getting better every single day in every way. I will never give up because tomorrow is always going to be better. And remember this, my friend. Your life is always going to be better. Just keep believing. Thank you.